Officials urge more Americans to get the vaccine. Some experts are predicting the country is going to run into a vaccine supply surplus. The Kaiser Family Foundation recently did a study that shows the country is going to reach a tipping point in the next few weeks where people won't be enthusiastic about getting the vaccine. Joining us now is Liz Hamill, Vice President and Director of Public Opinion at the Kaiser Family Foundation. Liz, thanks so much for being with us and shedding a little bit of light on this tonight. What is your first reaction to hearing that news, and what kinds of flags does that set off for you?
Yeah, well, I think it's good news that we have the Johnson & Johnson option back on the market for people. We found that before this pause happened, there was a significant share of the public that really thought that the one-shot option was a good option for them. So I think it's good news and gives more options for people to get a vaccine that's convenient for them.
You know, when we first, we're getting into the world where vaccines were becoming more and more plentiful in the supply, it still seemed like it was never enough. And now we're looking at a point where we'll have a surplus. What will that ultimately do with this concept of herd immunity?
Yeah, I think that the question of herd immunity is a little bit tricky because people are not equally distributed geographically according to their vaccine attitudes. So while you may eventually get 90% of adults in some communities to take the vaccine, there may be other places in the country where that number is much lower. And we know there are already some places around the country where vaccine supply is exceeding demand.
Liz, what would you say is the biggest issue here? There are some that say, Ted Nugent came out recently with a pretty dire case of COVID, and he said, we don't know what's in this COVID vaccine. Do you think that that's a driver, or is it more that the side effects are what people are concerned about?
Yeah, what we've learned in our surveys about reaching people who are still undecided is that they have a variety of concerns and information needs. And many of them actually are still facing barriers to accessing the vaccine, even though eligibility has now been opened up to everyone in the U.S. The potential side effects is the number one thing that people say they're concerned about. But for many working people, that includes being worried that they might not be able to take time off of work if they experience side effects. Many people also still tell us they don't have enough information about when or where they can get the vaccine. So, there are concerns about people's attitudes towards the vaccine, but we also think it's important to focus on people's need to access information and policies that can make sure that people can get the vaccine in convenient settings. That can really go a long way to encouraging people to get vaccinated.
What's in the vaccines? How effective are they? That becomes kind of a messaging issue, but based on what you just said, where people are more concerned really about the side effects and having to take time off work, that is not a messaging issue. How do you address that?
Yeah, I think there are things that employers can do, but there is also just a matter of making sure that the vaccine is available in multiple locations, in trusted places, in different communities. We've found particularly people of color are concerned about not being able to get the vaccine from a place that they trust. And so I think getting that information into the hands of trusted messengers and making the actual vaccination available at places that people trust will help a lot too.
Well, Liz from the Kaiser Family Institute, great to talk with you, and thanks for the information. We appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
All right.